Welcome back, everyone. As you could hear me and Bach discussing what's going on here in the group stages. And we got Levitate Gaming versus Easy on the Soul.
Easy on Soul, correct.
Easy on the Soul. So, this is the losers match. And not that these guys are losers. Well, in theory, I guess they did lose their first
Lower
match.
bracket.
Lower bracket.
Lower bracket
the politically
would be the
correct
appropriate
term.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Both of these teams combined for 5 rounds in their matches.
Oh, boy.
It was Easy on Soul.
They got some insane.
They
opponents,
honestly,
though. Let's be serious.
they pulled the short straw. They got the group with 2 of the best teams at the tournament. Gamers Academy, who all of the players that have played against them have said is very good. And then, of course, Luminosity. In the same bracket, Levitate got 4 rounds on Cobble against Gamers Academy. Unfortunately for the boys on Easy on Soul, they only found 1. But it's a good start here for Levitate, as they do find a kill in middle. Spermy with the USP, able to take down Russo. Trying to find one more, but that pole proving to be quite a pest. One of the most annoying things about Inferno. Still rotating back and forth in mid, just floating around, putting some bullets down, but he's going to have to retreat and get into a crossfire setup with his teammates.
As we do see them approaching top middle here, and I promise we will get game volume going in just a moment. But at the moment, we are having just a technical woe, and it looks like Levitate Gaming actually going to break through CT spawn, so ADN, he's actually going to retreat into construction. Not a bad idea at all here. He's going to try and post up, find an angle, and actually we will see Big E take a frag over towards library. So now they're actually kind of secluded inside of construction. We see Cheeks is going to try and contest. ADN actually coming out from behind, getting 2, and that is going to be that. 1-0 for... Sorry, I mixed that up. Levitate Gaming is on that CT side, and I was...
Yes.
The labels at the top were slightly confusing. So we got it all sorted out as, CT side start.
So we had a little bit of a problem here with the game volume, and so not really sure what's going on. But we do apologize for that. Looks like they're having a mouse issue, and apparently he sleeps with it under his pillow. Either way, they're having a mouse issue, but I think it's going to be solved pretty soon. And then we'll be able to get things going here. But yeah, the players in this group really had a difficult matchup, regardless of what happens. Because we saw Levitate Gaming play against Gamers Academy, and they knew that they would be able to get a few rounds. But then if they lose and then win this game, they're likely going to face Gamers Academy because of the fact that Luminosity has a little bit more experience on an international level. But at the same point in time, Luminosity and Gamers Academy have played each other before in a best-of-3. And Gamers Academy won. Right. So it's kind of like we don't know a lot about Gamers Academy or what they're capable of, but that speaks volumes. And at the same point in time, like, if you've ever paid attention to the German scene, you have Mousesports, who is like considered the #1 German team, even though they're hardly German, or at least they used to be. And then you have all these fringe teams. It was like the ESL Germany Cups. I think Mousesports lost like 3 seasons in a row to these fringe teams. Sometimes the domestic competition is actually better. It's like harder for these teams to overcome because they play them so often. So that could be playing a factor here with these 2 teams.
Oh, I would definitely agree. I actually was talking to them, and they live across the street from each other in California, so they are constantly practicing against each other, and that's...
I feel bad for them.
It's going to be very interesting because the metagaming just goes to extremes because you know each other's preferences to a T, and because of that, you either do them hoping that they expect you not to, or you switch it up completely. So again, that match will be going live soon. Luminosity versus Gamers Academy. But we're here with Levitate Gaming versus Easy on the Soul. And Easy on the Soul making it out of that last chance qualifier. See if they can further on in the groups here. Wow, Agitator jumping through the smoke. Nice Tech-9 frag from him, and will actually allow them entry into site B. ADN trying to do something about it. But he's going to get dinked up and have to fall back here.
Spermy with the flash through the smoke. He's got ADN pushing up with that P90, and he does manage to get the first one. That's going to be Jones going down. Here we have Spermy coming around in the site. It's all down to Toki and Russo. A nice shot from Spermy, but there's one more to contend with right on the edge of that smoke, and he gets 1, but that's all that he's going to get. ADN actually finds 3 with the P90, so not the most economical of the SMGs, the most expensive with the least reward. But it's Levitate who pick up the round.
Yeah, and ADN was actually really low and not necessarily looking the direction of that last player. So could have gotten even worse for them, but they come up with the W in the end, 2-0 for them. Albeit it was an expensive one. Forced by from the T side, though. But at least they'll keep that economy in check. This round, going to go with default Glocks across the field as they want to be able to find the next, and obviously they can't expend too much. So it's a strategy. I'd love to see them just group up and go together somewhere. Honestly, with Glocks, it's pretty much the only viable strategy, as even if you're getting dinks on players, it honestly, headshots that is, it doesn't do enough, especially at range, that you shouldn't be able to take down a player by yourself, especially if they have an M4. That just shouldn't happen. Sometimes it does, but it's usually just whiff city, as Laser would call it, from the M4 player.
Especially on a map like Inferno that requires so much coordination from the T side. The T side is going to be executing onto the A site now, wrapping around from Arch if they make it past that player. They're going to be heading into the site. Jones with the Glock in sight manages to finally take out that player. And Biggie, there's still one in pit. They're going to be able to get that bomb plant. Spermy coming up quickly on Moto. A dink put onto his head. Panic there to finish off the kill, but it is another round here for Levitate, so it will be a decent buy for the T side, as they did manage to get a bomb plant here in the eco round, and they want that bonus $800. They're going to have $2,400 coming into that from the loss bonus, so that's $3,200 right there, and that is a good stack of cash. If you take a look at that scoreboard, they have more than enough money to buy. Now the big question is, does Eyes on Us have a dedicated opper? Because from what I saw with Levitate Gaming, they don't really have an opper. And they said that in their match against Gamers Academy is mostly due to money, but I just don't know who would pick up that role on their team.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of casting of Levitate. I'm not going to lie, I can't recollect who was usually picking that up when they decided to do so, but maybe we'll find out later here. Dopey on the T side, though. Dopey was having a hell of the last chance qualifier matches. He played really, really well. First map overtime. Or in their second best of 3. He dropped, I think, 50 frags or 45, and then the second one, it was pretty darn close. And we're going to see a 1-for-1 trade. Apartment's presence for the T side, but Agitator eventually goes down, but advantage to the T's, as we do see a 4-on-4. Going to have to stretch that defense just a little bit here. Cheeks and ADN staying inside of B. And Big and Spermy actually playing fairly passive at A, and it's not a bad idea, considering they want to play together. Don't really need to get aggressive, as, again, it is a 4-on-4, although it does favor the T's. Not enough that you want to go searching for an opportunity. I think they're just going to play sites.
Yeah, that's what I imagine is going to happen right now. So they've got one player over towards A. He's kind of the decoy role. That's going to be Jones. He's got the AK in mid, playing towards slats, but it actually is going to be a B execution right now. Cheeks on first orange. He's going to be trying to open something up, but ADN gets the first frag. Dopey responds with the op. Flashes through, but it actually blinds Cheeks a little bit too deep. Biggie pushes through the smoke, gets the offer, but only the offer. And now it's a 1v1. Russo with 9 seconds left on the clock. He's going to be able to get the plant, as the man for the CT side is coming up from Banana. And we'll see what he does here post-plant. He's just going to hide behind the fountain. Spots Spermy coming up, and that's a big round there. A lot of loss there on the T side, but they pick up the round nonetheless. They don't take the op, but I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. When you're on the T side of Inferno, I don't feel like an op is the most viable of weapon choices. Maybe on the CT side, but on the T side, it's a little bit more difficult.
It looks like they're going to disagree with you.
They're going to buy it up.
They literally bought one coming into this round, so Dopey's going to pick that up once again here. We'll see. As, to be fair, considering the economy standpoint, maybe if they had a bit of a better read on the situation, we would have recognized that maybe an op in this round not as necessary. You could actually throw that player with like a Tech 9 even. Yeah. Make sure that op's not in play for a round that's kind of dangerous with pistol players trying to take away your valuable weaponry.
Absolutely.
And bring it into the next, but nonetheless, see if we can get some shots here as he is positioned towards the underpass area. And we're going to play 3 on A, 2 on B. And it's a pretty passive setup, to be honest with you. A lot of times we'll see on these eco rounds either a stack of swords or at least some extra crossfires. Usually 4 to one site, maybe 1 to another. But this occasion, again, we're just going to see Envious playing at the truck itself. He's got Spermy up above on one of the sight boxes, and Biggie towards arch side. So 45 seconds for them to make something work here. And Russo actually the only one still peeking towards B. So I got a feeling that, well, they might actually split towards B, considering they've got some players poking and prodding towards arches, although Russo could just head up. And yeah, actually the bomb is going to rotate back, so I'll just deploy to head back to A, but haven't left themselves much time.
And Biggie did get a big kill on the man pushing in arches with the 5-7, so that slowed the wrap for the T side, and they're actually going to have 3 seconds. They're going to rededicate towards truck side, and they're running out of time here. And in the back side, it's going to be Spermy who comes up with a huge kill. There is no time left here. They win the round. They cannot get into position to get the bomb, and they might even lose the op as well. An excellent play here from Levitate. Working some magic here. A great shot from Spermy to take out the opper. He's going to go ahead and retrieve it. So they're going to be using the op on the CT side now, and the T side economy is in tatters because they bought that op.
You're not playing to win, and you're afraid to lose. That's unfortunately not the way things should be going. So we'll see if they can kind of shift up their mindset a little bit here. You can't be afraid of your opponents, and we're going to see a little bit of aggression towards top banana, but again, just deploy as they send players toward archers.
I think he gets the first one. He's going to get two more. Almost found the kill onto Russo, but not able to do so. That rhyme was not intentional. That's like the 15th time I've done it today. Russo finds the M4 in library, but he's not able to do anything with it. Envious in sight manages to get the kill. It was 3 for Biggie there, shutting down that push on arch side. And Levitate now putting themselves in a decent position to continue building rounds. The T side still has to eco here. They did not get that bomb plant. You can see they're sitting right around 3K, so one more eco for them. It's going to be a 6-1 scoreline. At that point, Levitate can actually afford to lose a round because their money will have built up at least a little bit, enough that they can buy up a few rifles if they need to. So that puts them in a really good position when it comes to the buy. You know, they can win one or lose one, win one, and then put Easy on Soul back on eco.
Let's see. One by one, they march through the smoke as Dopey. All right, all right. Again, this was one of the standout players. Did some big things in the last chance qualifier. Honestly, I would credit for him for the team more or less getting through, to be fair, as he will get one more before it goes down, but it will be the extent of his success. And yeah, currently 6-1-7. Top fragging for his lineup. Gonna go with that op once again here. And it's gonna be Spermy picking up on the CT side. So we'll see how much fun he has with said spawn towards middle, as he does have that optimal spawn. Oh, I think he missed it. He was trying to go for a bit of a bunny hop, I feel, but maybe he missed it and didn't want to get peeky, or just decided to play it a little bit passive. Nonetheless, he does flash out and then peek. So a bit of a delayed play, and it almost worked out, but he does lose some hit points for it.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of gambling with the fact that they might be waiting there early, and then hopes to catch them out as they go for that flash or that smoke. And Dopey through the smoke, ducks and fires, and he's probably giggling right now. Like, how did I even hit that shot?
Don't even know how I did that.
He probably takes that shot every time they play Inferno, and more than likely, he doesn't hit it.
Yeah.
He just kind of gets lucky there. The stars align, and Spermy goes down. They're going to be able to make their way onto the A side, but it's still a 3-man hold here from Levitate. The first one goes down. That's Envious. Biggie in good position here. Gets one. He actually could have grabbed a few more from that crack. He is going to find 3, and that's another 3K for him. Cheeks already rotated in towards Moto. Bomb's isolated in the site right now, going for the plant towards backside. Help is on the way. Jones coming up from mid. But the support for the CT side is there as well. ADN with a nice flash. He spots the arm. That's going to let them know that there's only one player on the side. If they can get this kill in mid, that is going to make it very difficult here for Russo. Cheeks picks up an M4, but doesn't realize the clip is empty. Uses the pistol, but not able to get the kill. ADN coming in. And, a huge play from Russo. So the 4K, just a little bit better than the 3K. Eyes on us, or eyes on Soul. Or Easy on Soul. I'm like
Easy
terrible.
on the Soul.
I'm terrible with their game. Like, I just see EOS, and I'm like, eyes on us. That makes sense, or something like that, or eyes on
me.
Soul. Like, I don't know.
Song or something like that.
I have no idea.
Fuck,
it's a team playing against a team, and one team has more points than the other team.
This is true.
And the team with 16 usually is the one that wins.
Usually, but not always. I guess overtime. Right? Exactly. So we do see 2 rounds now to the T side. Russo, honestly, to credit for both, as he got a 3K in the last, 4K in that one. A little bit of fumbling, like you said, picking up an M4 and not checking the clip first. It's got to be in the manual somewhere. When you pick up a weapon, check if said ammo is in clip. But, again, obviously, once in a while, you get caught off guard, and that's where Russo found his opportunity now. Again, 6-2. They'd love to string these together, as it's actually very important they do so if they want to have a bit of a good D side here. At the moment, not really doing so hot, but if we take a look at the CT economy, this is a bit of a swing round in that they could bring it right back if they take this round.
Creeping their way up in mid right now is the T side. Looking to find an opening. Nothing thus far. Very passive play from the CT side. They did get the opening kill with ADN taking down Jones. They start to execute towards arch side. There's still a player on B, so despite the fact that they're short-handed, they're going with a 3-man execute here towards the A site, walking into a 3-man hold. Envious in pit, barely peeking over, and Russo just doesn't spot him in time. It's going to be Envious who gets the big kill to slow things down. Dopey and Panic come in, though, and all of a sudden the A site could potentially go their way. Wow, how did this happen? The A site, despite a 3-man hold, perfectly set up for the weaker push from the T side. It comes down to a 1 versus 2. It's going to be ADN versus Dopey and Agitator. ADN with plenty of hit points here. He's got the kit as well. Both the players on the T side are a little bit lit, but it is going to be eyes on soul, easy on soul. I'm just not even going to say their team.
Easy
the T
on
side.
the soul.
I'm
boy.
brutal with it. I don't know why.
Apparently.
I don't know why it is.
It's
Maybe
because
it's
you're
just,
hard on the soul, Bob. That's why.
yes, it is. 'Cause yes. Either way, it's Levitate losing the round, and now they're going to be ecoing, I think, for the first time this game.
Yep, and this is the opportunity for the T side to bring things right back. As, again, that was a swing round of sorts. Spermy, what are you doing with the Zeus, my friend? Where are you going? As, imagine, he's going to post up inside of maybe the bedroom area. See how far he actually is able to go before he decides to post up. Now, Russo and Dopey towards the B side of things. Again, we're just going to throw around Spermy every once in a while here. As I'd love to see him get a Zeus frag. I don't know if it's going to come to fruition, but the B side is fairly stacked. So, to be fair, if they take a peek and don't like what they see, they definitely could reroute, and that's where that Zeus of Spermy, we could see some excitement.
I have a feeling it's still going to be a B execute right now. They're walking in. They walked in for some info and didn't really get the info they needed. That doesn't mean they're not going to go for it, though. They are all stacked up there. They thought maybe it's an A stack and we have an empty site, so now they're going to go for the execution. Cheeks on first. Orange just gets the opening frag. Biggie, Envious, and ADN come in as well. Finally, the trade is there for the T side, but now it's a 2v4.
All right,
and it's going to initiate the flank from Spermy here, and he's in Boiler Room right now with the 5-7 and the Zeus, the weapon we've wanted to see him play. I can't wait for him to whip it out. Come on. Come on. No, he's going to go for the 5-7. Wimp.
I can't blame him.
Wimpy.
Oh, Spermy. Nice frag on that last one there as Agitator will go down in the end. So that's going to be that. No Zeus action, unfortunately. But,
Boo.
right, I'm going to have his word with Spermy. Be like, dude,
Yes.
come on, Boiler, you're behind him. Come on.
We were all excited
His
for that.
team probably would have insta-cut him if he tried to go for that and
messed it
failed.
up. Yeah, that's
Just
probably
like,
true.
sorry, buddy, we're actually going to take one of the spectators and move him into your seat.
Ooh,
No,
jeez.
Not quite, not quite.
Put me in, coach.
Right? There's a couple people that might want to fill that spot now. I'm sure they want to keep this man as, honestly, he's doing big things for me because Spermy is up there on the score sheet. Cheeks actually at the bottom. But they're doing all right here. So, not going to be too critical. And we do send the T's back on eco as 2 rounds in a row just wasn't enough to get a stable economy.
So they're going to be building up slowly towards mid here. Looks like we could be seeing an eco push towards mid. They do not have a single grenade, so they're basically just going to be running into the gauntlet here as they have 3 players stacked up towards middle area. There's one on long haul. That's Envious. He could back off with that AWP and support Spermy, who is holding under porch. And on our side, we've got Biggie. And they're basically just waiting for these smokes to fade, so the T side will go for that execution. And without a flashbang to lead in, they're going to have a really hard time making it past that initial hold. Molly's going to put them in a position where they either run through and take the damage, or they walk right into the trap that is set right now. And, Envious with the collateral. Picks off 2, finds himself a 3rd. And Spermy from sight, getting the kill on Joe. Russo's going to go down to Biggie. A great round. Excellent hold. Not letting Easy on Soul get a single inch on their eco round.
Yeah, and we're actually going to see a Logitech replay of Envious, I believe, in the pit. This is actually Ed, if you are around at the tournament and venue itself. He actually is great at helping out with all the tech issues and helping out with the LAN itself. And he's coming up with big frags for your entertainment. So once again, good work from him. And he did ask me to talk him up, so I said I'd try. I'd try, but you need to show us a bit of a display, and he's definitely doing so.
Ed and I were here very late last night fixing some issues with the computers, so big thank you to Ed. The fact that he's even here able to play at all is somewhat impressive for me. We got back around 5:30 last night. I think we laid down for bed, so it was a very late night for us here.
Oh, yeah.
And all for the players and, of course, you, the viewers out there. We wanted to make sure that this goes as smoothly as possible. We don't like the hiccups or delays any more than you do. Nonetheless, though, it is 8-3 right now. Levitate looking very solid on their CT side. They've had some great holds on both sites. Very patient play here from the T side. They drop the bomb towards the back of mid. They're just going for some information. They do have the AWP on Dopey. He's looking for a pick right now, but they've got Spermy posted up in closet, and towards Moto it's going to be Biggie, so a good crossfire setup here. And then, of course, Envious with the AWP feeling the hot hand after that last round, but it's going to be Cheeks who comes up with the first frag in B.
And actually ADN over the shoulder of his teammate will be able to take down another, and I think that's going to mean they reroute. Once again, they're leaving themselves no time. 20 seconds when you know there's going to be defenders on A, that's not enough. And they're walking here. This is just... everything has to go perfect for this to work out. And Envious, I got a feeling he's got other plans. And so does his teammate inside of the bomb site, Squirmy. And honestly, with that amount of time left, I almost think a save is not a terrible situation. Dopey gonna go down after the time, and there's a reason Navi is able to do these plays, and it's because it's so well calculated down to the individual second. But that is not, unfortunately, how it's done.
Yeah, you need to save your nades. So you basically need to hold on to all of your auxiliary grenades. You need to keep those smokes and flashes so you can actually make a legitimate execution. You can't fake or delay too long and not have those grenades because it's just not going to work for you. And the CT side can use their grenades to buy so much time that even if you wanted to go for just a standard take, it's almost impossible. This round is going to be Biggie with the AWP who finds himself free, gets the third, looking for the fourth. But it's actually Envious who comes in with the KS. And you know when you're at a scoreline like this, they're going to be talking about it. Envious gets one stolen from him as well as Spermy with the grenade. It's a 5-up hold there from Levitate. Looking to secure a 12-3 half right now, as the T side really hasn't shown us anything outside of very slow, impatient play that comes down to the last-minute take.
Yeah, and just to further some talk about Envious, my understanding, he actually didn't even come to play at all.
No, he found out the last minute he was
Levitate's
playing.
like, hey!
We need a player, bud.
Right.
What's up? What's your name? Do you play Counter-Strike?
Right.
All right, you're on the team.
It's like I did StarCraft once, you're in!
Yeah.
That's how I got into Counter-Strike casting, so... No, I'm joking. I did a little bit more than that, but...
I won an essay contest.
Right?
Yes.
I figured you'd write a hell of an
What do you
essay.
love about Counter-Strike?
If you write as
I
good
had
as you
stickers.
talk, goddamn, you would have done great in English and essays.
I had stickers, and it was sealed with a kiss.
That's fantastic. Well, that is awesome for you. As round 14 here, we're going to have easy on the soul, guys. Working kind of alternate mid, a little bit of boiler play as well here as Biggie's going to be lurking on the other side. Really nice angle for him to be holding. Just a headshot there as they're going to find a nice advantage. Now, Agitator taking a little bit of damage as well. I'm not sure if that was actually, he was right behind. I don't know where that additional spam came through, but nonetheless, India still sitting near the truck itself. And so we're reaching that late round situation where they need to find some sort of execution or make their way into the bomb site. So 30 seconds is a lot more than they usually be giving themselves. That being said, they're actually waiting a lot longer. So I kind of take that statement back as 20 seconds remain and they're still not on the bomb site.
And there's still grenades left on the CT side. So you can see ADN still has a molly and a flash. Cheeks with a flash as well, but they're in a position now where they basically just have to get into the site. Russo's the only one left alive here for the T side. And again, it's just clock control and clock management seems to be the name of the game. The Inferno just plays that way. When you play Inferno, you have to be fluid. It's almost like this amorphous blob. That's how you have to have your attack. So you have to kind of play for information, but you can't spend the entire round playing for information. Right. You have to play for information for about 45 seconds, then you have to make a decision what you're going to do. If you haven't spotted anything out, then you need to regroup and start leaning towards an execution, because by the time the smokes and flashes are gone for the CT side, you're left with about 35 to 40 seconds on average to go for the execution, and that's when you need to do it. And right now, they're just playing information beyond that 45-second limit, and they're putting themselves with like 40 seconds left in the round, and then they have to try and regroup and go towards the site. By the time they get there and execute, they're left with 20 seconds left on the clock, and it's impossible because all that Levitate has to do is bob and weave behind a box or a pole of any kind and prevent the bomb from getting planted.
Look at Spermy here. He's gone all the way up second middle. He's behind Dopey. He's going to pretend to be one of the pack here as, oh my god, he's going to start things off with a shank. They're fully blind as well. He nades. What is going on here? Spermy does get a second one for his effort, and he will have the team clean things up. Oh my. What a way to end the half, as we definitely need a Logitech replay on that one.
That was fun.
Here we go. We're going to see him just come up right from behind. And to be fair, he probably could have lined them up. I think he was going for, like, let's see how many knives I can get. But that team flash actually affected him maybe a little bit more than he would have liked. But still, gets the job done in the end. And
I think he wanted to use the flash as an opportunity to knife more of them. So he's like, pop flash over. But then he got a little overzealous and he went for the knife.
Yeah.
And then he ate the flashbang that he probably called for.
No.
It would have been, it would have been hilarious if he found himself getting 2 flashbang terrorists with a knife and then just used the M4 to get the rest. Would have been probably one of the most ridiculous aces I've ever seen.
Just left
up there
his way through
with
the line.
Flams that I saw the other day. I think it was in an ESEA pug where he knifed the last guy jumping through a smoke. But
Nice.
that was actually still quite a funny play. So 12-3, Levitate Gaming up. Looking very good here. Now, this is a big round. They want to set the pace on their T side. They only need a few rounds to close this one out. And then they'll be playing the loser of Luminosity versus Gamers Academy. And there you go. That's the big frag. They're going to open up the A site right now, and they're going to be able to get that bomb plant. Cheeks goes for the default, decides to hide in sight, and that's actually the right call, as they do have a player wrapping already. That's going to be Russo. And he could have potentially dropped to him if he wasn't careful. That retake is on here. They're going to spot the player in Boiler, but it's good crossfire setups here for Levitate Gaming as Biggie and Cheeks combine for frags. Cheeks is actually going to find 2 Dopey, the LMS, and Biggie with the long-range Glock. Actually, I think Biggie was up a little bit more aggressive. That was Envious trying to find the headshot. So now they're up 10 rounds, and they could pretty much coast to victory. This is going to be the biggest challenge, is going to be the pistol eco here from Easy on Soul. Easy on the Soul.
Herm. If you're up 13-3, you gotta know that you're going against a full armor buy. So the fact that we got Mac 10s on 4, and then Envious, he's like, no, guys, they're gonna have armor. This is not a great idea. But they're gonna go for it anyhow. Maybe it'll work out, as we actually do see a couple players without helmets, and Panic actually without a vest entirely. So, again, could definitely work out in their favor. Pardon me, get a poke and prod towards B, and he's actually got that Mac 10 fade. Very nice.
I would love to see a team go for a 5 Mac 10 play.
Right?
Because then I could call it the Big Mac.
Wow. That is next level, Buck. That
would
is
be
next level. Yeah, we'll see if that ever does come to fruition. Spray me with the first one towards B, and they've actually rotated out with this. Interesting, as there is going to be a lot of calls towards that A side of things, and we'll see Dopey go down. Panic, 1 from the pit, but that will be the extent of his success. Agitator. See if he can get anything done here. At this point, I wouldn't even be against him saving this, because if he dies to anybody, yeah, he's gonna post up inside of the library here. If he dies to anybody other than Envious, he's given them $600, and that's just money. He'd rather just keep this CZ75 armor and a helmet. But this is going to be 14 rounds for Levitate.
Yeah, and without a kit, there's really no point in going for this. Even if they really need rounds, it doesn't matter. He's not really going to be able to do much with just a CZ and a pistol. So he's going to save it, hopefully use it in the next round to try and bolster the team's defense. He does manage to take down Envious, and that's actually the AK, but he doesn't go for it. Oh.
Well, yeah.
Why don't you go for the AK? Maybe they're just like, they just aren't really aware. There's obviously some communication problems here for the CT side. As you can see, they have a lot of players like losing a duel, but then there's no call on positioning.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen quite a few times in this game, so it's very possible that that is the big drawback. I think it's just miscommunication. And this is a pug team from what I know.
Yeah, I think they're minus a strong IGF. We're going to see the Levitate guys burst up alternate middle, but going back to their T half, Inferno especially. Oh, Dopey. That was absolutely ridiculous. Very nice one deke from him. Sorry. Cutting out my thoughts here. Panic's going to get one of his own as well. But what I was going to get at is Inferno is such a timing-based map that, like you were saying, you've got like 30 to 40 seconds to make a decision and read how much you see on a site without any utility to block your vision. And that's where you see really good teams can fake in 40 seconds, go back and forth. They tried to make it work there, but again, they were kind of just falling short on the timings. And honestly, their timings weren't that off. It was just off enough that Levitate was able to muck around with it. So 1 round away for the Levitate crew. We'll see if Easy on the Soul can bring any more rounds in their favor and maybe strike a comeback. But this is looking darn good here for Levitate.
Very few teams go for just raw execution. They love to play that clock and get some information. It's really not something you see that often, that just speed take dedicated early in the round. They're going to get the opening kill on the side of Levitate. That's Russo, who is pushed up into Boiler. A nice shot from Biggie. And that is going to put a little bit of a lopsided defense out for the CT side. They've got 2 still over towards the end of apartments. Trying to spot those players out. I believe that is... Let's see who we got. We got Dopey in sight. We've got Panic and Pit. And Panic has come his way, but he does manage to take down the player in long haul. But at the same time, it's the T side regrouping towards B, so using that opportunity, that mismatched defense here, to work their way into the B site. Ooh, Jones uses the P90, finds himself 2. The player on A, not able to get anything, and ADN goes down towards B, so it's a great hold there for the CT side. Levitate Gaming, though, they only need to win 1. So 1 round is all they need. It's kind of like, when is it going to happen? We've seen some crazy comebacks, but really it is. When is that 1 round going to finally find its way on the scoreboard?
I'm not going to lie, it would be a little painful for the Easy on the Soul guys if it was on this round.
I agree.
As we got a Tech 9 armor by, but to be fair, it's a pretty potent play, and looks like they are going to try this train towards B. They will stop for that incendiary, and trying to utilize this one way here. Envious falls victim to it. They're going to try and spam right into it, but it's going to fall off, drops a Molotov to boot, and actually, here we go. They're going to execute right on through. They could care less, but they're actually getting stuck a little bit. They're making it on through, but a lot of spray coming their direction. There's still a player inside of the dark spot area. That's Agitator. And he's going to get the last one with his USPS. So, Tech 9 armor by. Not going to be the round that closes it out. And 10 rounds away from seeing overtime here for the Easy on the Soul guys.
Agitator living by his namesake and agitating the T side as they try to get that kill. Those Tech 9s, the bullets just all over the place. But it's like if you've ever seen that clip from Pulp Fiction where they unload the gun on the guy and they both survive. Someone comes out of the bathroom with a gun, they shoots a bunch of times, none of the bullets hit them. Convinced that it was divine intervention. But nonetheless, it was similar to that, very akin to that scene in one of my favorite movies. But it is the T side here getting the opening frag. Jones goes down to Cheeks. And again, that opening frag seems to go their way very often. The question is whether or not they can do something with it. They struggled in the last time, in the last full buy round. They got that opening frag, but they just couldn't really put much else on the board. And still stacking up towards B right now. They're finally pulling a player over. That's going to be Panic on the rotate, not on the disco. Spermy finding the headshot in mid. Down goes Russo. There's still one in pit to contend with. That's Dopey, and he drops as well, so the bomb has already rotated out. Excellent play here from Levitate, baiting those players over. It's all on Panic here. Last man standing with an M4 coming up from Arch.
Yeah, Panic, he had some pretty standout performances yesterday as well, and the joke was, his name's Panic, but he does keep fairly calm. Not going to be able to get it done here and now, though. 16-5, that is going to be that lower bracket match in our group stages, so unfortunately, the team that didn't make it through on that last chance qualifier, they made it into groups.
Yeah,
but
they did pretty well.
Yeah, they got some rounds under their belt, but that will be it for their tournament life. So, right now, you guys can check out at zubu.tv/WinOut.TV. It's Luminosity going against Games Academy. So, the loser of that is going to face Levitate Gaming. We'll probably see that on the stream up next. So don't go too far, guys. We'll be back here at WinOut Land on Azubu in just a few.